So today I'm going to try to miss a lot. Well, what I mean is I'm actually going to try to reach. Now, reaching in tennis and in sports is where you try to go outside of yourself. You try to do something that you normally couldn't do in order to improve. When you do this, you could make more errors or make more mistakes, but it's just a way to improve. Specifically for me today, I'm going to try to go a little bigger on my ground strokes, hit harder essentially, which is important. And I'm also going to try to fix a technical issue on my forehand that I've been struggling with. And I'll show you the stills now, and I'll split screen you with some of the forehands that I'm going to try to do today versus my old one, where I go too far back and my racket falls on edge. So I'm late and I have to make motion through the contact to correct the racket face. So what I would expect, trying to close my racket face more, is I might top some balls into the ground or the net. I might hit a few shorter until I make these other secondary changes which allow it to work. It's really important to identify the difference between a practice reaching set and a practice performance set. If you have a tournament tomorrow, obviously you play your best where you're just relaxed, not thinking, and just react, see what you got. But a reaching set, I have a specific goal, so I'm not worried about winning or losing. You know, one thing about people bragging about beating pros in practice sets is a little ridiculous, because a lot of pros understand when they're playing a practice set, there's really a specific goal in mind that they're working on. So pros lose practice sets all the time. So today's goal is go a little bigger and see if we can fix that forehand. Now along the way, we'll talk about any other cool or interesting tactical stuff that comes along. Yeah, with the way my forehand was, I really noticed that I was not designed to be too close to the ball. And so there's all these little things when you shorten that backswing and start closing your racket face. All of a sudden you got to be further from the ball. You got to turn your body more because you need to use your body coil to get power. You can't arm it like I like to do. And that's not going to be easy. Now, if I was a performance junior or any junior or anyone who had time, I could make that, ideally I make that technical fix with shadow swings at home on a ball machine through repetition. You don't really want to make technique fixes in practice matches, but you still might have to think about them, you know. And that's where people are like, oh, you're making me think too much. You're making me think too much. Well, I did it to myself because I screwed my forehand up, so now I got to think about it. But it's just a stage of development. The goal is to not have to think about it. But we're not there yet. If I had enough time, I would do all those repetitive drilling to make the fix change the motor program. But I just don't have that much time. Like I said, we'll see if anything else interesting happens here. And we'll talk strategy, singles tactics, singles strategy today. I'm sure you'll find value. Out. Stay till the end. Something exciting is going to happen. Low and closed. Short. Low and closed. Again, I'm trying to go bigger. Trying to close that racket. I'm going to make some errors. Some people are just unable to do this because they're so attached to their ego to winning and losing. But if you're process oriented, you don't really care. You know what the goal is. Now there, I gotta not go that close to the line. It's all about margins. But I really, to be honest, I wasn't aiming that close to the line. I was just trying to hit harder. And you just get less precise when you swing faster. That's just how it is. Trying to do this on my forehand, not this. And again, that's okay. I'm gonna keep swinging. Good return. Here we go. Loose, relax, fix the forehand. Yeah, I gotta bring that target in more. He's not hitting winners on me. I could go more consistent, take a little pace off, make the target even bigger. But that's not what these points are about. There it is. That's what we want. I felt okay. Short swing, low and closed. Eight, 9. Now that's something I do that I teach not to do. I'm too quick to run around my backhand when I can't do more with it. So if I was reaching my next practice set, I might just focus on that. Hit more backhands, be more picky on the ball I run around. And think about it. He could have very well hit that backhand down the line nicely and I would have been SOL. You don't miss because you hit hard. You miss because, again, you can miss because you hit hard. It just makes it harder to gauge, but it's not like it's not theoretically possible to swing fast and get the ball to go in. And it's subtle, so I'm gonna trust my brain to make those subtle adjustments. Same thing there, I'm gonna keep going big. Now that is okay to run around. If you compare that to the last one, that one I know I'm going to do a lot with it. So I'm going to get a reach, I'm going to get an air, I'm going to get an easy volley if it does come back. But the one before it is too far out of position. So I got to react with the backhand and then option with the forehand. 2-all. Those are the big ground strokes I'm talking about. Just because I feel my boss's serve here, I'm able to. Barely. I mean, if he starts to go bigger on his first, which he can, I might have to resort to more blocking. But see, when you start to do the returns like that with people, really take big cuts, even if it's right at them like that, it makes them think about their serve a little more. Maybe they start going for a little more, missing a few more first serves. Speed of the ball does matter. It's really a cognitive difference. It's really a cognitive difference of, here comes the ball, I'm going to get both my feet set, I want to hit it over there, versus here comes the ball, I got to hit it back. So the negatives of a ball coming back faster because you hit it harder do not overpower the fact that your opponent gets less direction. And I also feel like them being able to take a bigger swing adds more power than any slightly more amount of pace that your ball has. That, I'm completely okay with that. Like you say, oh, I hit that right in the bottom of the net. I say, well, I was able to swing that fast and not have to make motion through the hit and get tight. 2-4? 4-4? I knew that. Let's mix in a little serve and volley action for you guys. Loose, slow, and closed. Loose, short, low, and closed. Again, I don't know what's going to happen after that. There's these subtle microscopic changes, but I know if I top this in the net, it can make me way happier than that. Again, if I'm missing long because of net clearance, that's okay. And the beauty of closing your racket is you can hit harder and higher and it still goes in. Long misses should be caused by taking the net out of play, not because a technical error of your racket scooping. Is that out? I guess I'll get it, but you created it by that low digging mid-court slice. And in all honesty, it's not even really reaching. It's me playing how I know I can play. One way I got so good at tennis so quickly, not to toot my own horn, but I was in Florida in a very competitive junior environment, starting when I was 14. And you're looking around at the kids, you're like, well, that's how I have to play to get to that level. That's how hard I have to hit. And I didn't really worry about winning for quite a while. Good eye, Lewis. Good eye. One of my favorite quotes, Vince Lombardi, we didn't lose, we ran out of time. If you really have this long-term vision for your tennis game, and you know what you want to be, and you know how good you can be, and you believe in yourself, you don't live and die from match to match. It's just always a long process, and that's mental toughness. If you have good information and you're gathering data along the way, you're just constantly improving. It's just all one long journey. Ace. I could even reach on my serve. Try to go a little bigger. I'm surprised I made that. Wasn't really my goal today. That would be a specific time, right? I need to get more on my serve. Actually, even though my boss here has beaten me 2 tiebreakers, one tip I would give him is I think his first serve percentage is a little too good. So I think you could go for a little more on your first serve. If you think about it, trying to go bigger. If you think about it, you have a second serve, it's a tool to use. So you can have too low of a first serve percentage, but you can have too good of a first serve percentage as well. See, these forehands are better, but I'm telling you. That forehand actually felt really good. By the way, we're going to do, in our next EMG study, we're going to do internal shoulder rotation and pronation. Subscribe for that. Actually, it might be on my other channel, Victory Tennis Programs. Go subscribe over there if it's up there, just in case. It's also a good channel, by the way. 4-2. Two 5. Going bigger on the serves, working. I like my serve. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says about it. I can hit it hard to spots. And I'm safe. I feel like I can swing faster on my second serve and it not get crushed. My forehand, on the other hand, is a different story. Hopefully he hits me one. Nope. Wasn't ready for that. See? You can hit it hard enough where they can't run to it. And you can't intentionally change your racket face by a half a degree. It's going to be subconscious. So you just got to go out there and hit big. That's why people, when you try to hit bigger at first, you miss. And it's not like something I can go, okay, what do I got to do to hit this ball bigger? You got to kind of just go out and do it. Oh, shit. Well, I owe him one racket. This is just a demo I was borrowing for a friend. When you're a tennis pro who borrows someone's racket, little known fact, there's actually a 106% chance that you will break the strings. Oh. That wasn't bigger. Too good. And if you understand practicing properly, working on stuff, what it is you need to work on, you have a lot less pressure in your matches because it's just data collection. What did I do good? What did I do bad? What do I need to fix? And then you just take it to the practice courts and make it better. And that's where there really is a close connection between knowledge, good coaching, and mental toughness. If you don't have answers, you don't have good information, things get a lot more stressful. And really, if you don't understand what it is you're doing to improve, if you don't have a game plan for practices from matches, you're a lot more stressed in the matches. If it's just, you didn't want to win enough. That's actually a shot. People think that's crazy, but those high swinging volleys, it's actually a shot that should be part of your practice routine. Just play ball. That's why it's a good drill. It makes you swing up more. Why did I just stare at that? So my second serve, it's like I really feel like I can just go for it. You know, if you can create forward rotation over your head, you're going to be able to hit hard and safe. I'm going to go in behind that. Oh, baby. I've been working on that one. Sorry, boss. Come on. How's a body serve? Body serve's a great second serve play because it increases your margin. You can miss the net, long or wide. And for the body, you're not going to miss wide, right? Lots of spin, you're not going to miss in the net. So if you miss your second serve a little long, that's okay. Yeah, he's definitely trying to get more on that first serve, and that's good, to be honest with you. That's what I think he needs to do. Look how many errors it already created. Ah! Ah! It's definitely harder to get pace with that shorter backswing. So I gotta be looser. I gotta turn my body a little more, and it'll help me get my power back. Fudge. HE double hockey sticks. You see that open racket face? I guess it's kind of hard to hit harder and work on that on the forehand. Because you kind of got to slow it down to think about it, right? Well, hope that was in frame. It's a different animal. Right off the line. That's the kind of return I want to hit. Feels good. Let's go, baby. Come on, man. That's a big forehand. All right, so again, logical. How do I look at that logically? Well, I didn't get enough angle on that ball. So if that was a trend, if it's not a trend, I'm not even going to worry about it. But if it is a trend, my forcing shots from the middle of the court, inside out, not getting enough angle on them, I'd go out and just try to get more angle on them. 4-all. I'm not going to worry about that. Out, 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 out. One. I was not trying to hit that good of a shot. But because I gave myself margin, I had the option to lose on a volley that I might be able to get to, he might not make it, or to hit a winner. If I would have been aiming there, my option would have been to hit a winner or lose. Good return. That's all I can do. Speed of the ball matters, people. Nice return. Oh. Shit. All right, 9-0. Let's finish this thing, boys. I'm still reaching, by the way. Come on. Sorry for the grunt. You don't like when I grunt. God forbid. You anti-grunters out there should have to hear a verbal exhale. 10-9, what do I do? A, let's go for a big spin serve to the backhand. B, try to ace him up the tee. Obviously, in this position, A is the much more logical decision. Spin it in out wide. But if you know me long enough, you know that I'm not really logical. This one I'll spin in though. There it is. It's in, baby. No! Honestly, against him, I should play this up the middle. Okay, let's stall a little bit. We have a problem. Problem is Coach Jeff is deeply out of shape. We're at serve volley. 10-all. It's our only hope. Man, I'm so close to making those. I get this net height checked. Big, deep quality return. Because I got to get off this court. If I'm here any longer, he's going to win, I'm going to collapse. So I know I'm going to have to fight, but...